So in this first scene, we can see Batman standing on the calculator. In front of him are two villains, which are the Crazy Quilt and Catman, and behind him seems to be a burning building. So then, now the Batmobile comes over Batman and the calculator, starts to take out the Crazy Quilt and Catman. So in this scene, we can see Batman is in the Batwing listening to music, while Calendar Man and a bunch of villains are holding onto the wing of the Batwing. Now we can see Batman jumping off a building, and he seems to be jumping on the Gotham Energy facility. Now we can see Batman swinging Harley's hammer around because he probably stole it from Harley Quinn, as we see Harley Quinn flying in the background, but we could also see Killer Croc's tailgater too. And he is throwing it at the Riddler, and we can also see the ducking cover in the background with the penguin on it and a bat-shaped hole in the building we saw earlier. And now we can see the Riddler's racer flying over Batman and his staff dropping, and Batman's trying to catch it. And now we can see Batman is catching Robin because Robin fell off the Batwing. So in the next part, now we can see the Lego Batmovie logo, and it's staying behind the bricks at the bottom. So in this next scene, we can see a first shot of the Batcave in this trailer, and we can see two vehicles. One's the Bat Warplane, and one's the Batwing, surprisingly the one from the Lego Movie. So in this next part, we can see that the waterfall has opened up, and a bunch of Batmobiles have been shown, and we can see Batman running across the bridge at the bottom. We can see Batman talking about how the Lego Movie was such a success that he knew people needed more Batman, so he created the Lego Batman movie. And in the background, we can see a bunch of those mini Batwings we got in the set, and at the bottom it says Batman, Vigilante / Bruce Wayne's roommate. And that's pretty funny because he is Bruce Wayne. Now we see the scene of Batman meeting his adoring fans, and we've seen this scene in a lot of trailers so far. Now we can see the scene where they're interviewing Alfred, and Alfred's telling about how we can see the real side of Batman in this movie, and how he's adopted a son while he's putting a lobster for Batman on his plate. Now we can see Robin saying, "Hello, secret camera," like we've seen in lots of trailers, but on the side, we can also see on the computer that it's scanning to see who it is, and it's not Batman. So now in this scene, we can see Batman's relaxing and talking about Dick and how he looks up to him, and Robin in the background is getting changed into his uniform. And then we could also see that Dick just gets some binoculars out, looks around, and then comes up behind Batman's chair. Hilariously, he has a bat-shaped mouth. And then after that, we could just see Robin saying to Batman, "Look, it's the Bat Dune buggy," and he calls him Bat Dad. And then Batman says, "Don't call me Dad, go to your room." And then Robin's really happy about it because he's finally being parented. So now we can see a really good shot of Arkham Asylum, and then we can see Barbara talking, and Barbara's telling us about how her dad was a really good police commissioner, but now she's in charge, and she's going to make the city better in her own way. Now Barbara's telling us that she knows that Gotham has a big history in crime, but she has heroes that'll help clean that up. Seen this scene in many trailers before. It's the scene where they're breaking Robin out of Arkham Asylum. We still don't know why Robin was in Arkham Asylum in the first place. So now you can see Batman. He's talking about how he likes to work alone, but the studio told him that he was going to work with a few other people. And we can also see in the background that Alfred is swatting away some bats, but then later the bats come back holding Robin in their feet. And Batman says he's fine with it as long as they don't touch any of his stuff. And then next in the scene, you can see that the Joker is rubbing his butt all over Batman's stuff, and he's going to have to name the Batmobile to the Buttmobile. And in the background, we can also see some flying monkeys, which we'll see in a later scene in a better glimpse of them. And now that leads us into the Joker. The Joker tells us that even though he may deny it, he is Batman's greatest villain. And when the studio asked him to work with them as the main villain, he laughed at the chance of working with them again. And he says that Batman and the Joker go together like coffee and donuts, lapel flowers and rubber chicken, or destruction and mayhem. So the Joker is saying that he likes this movie a lot because it takes time to look at his sensitive side. And even though he is a mastermind, criminal genius / improv genius, then he is still a good guy on the inside. And if Batman finally realizes that, he'll also be smiling on the inside. And then Harley Quinn comes over and tells the Joker that no one has to smile like him. And we can also see a shot of Batman, and he's laughing so hard at this because he doesn't believe any of it is true. Now, like in many trailers, we can see the Batwing is flying upwards, and then we can see Robin and Batman on a platform, and they're trying to get into the Batmobile. We can see a shot of Batman and Robin smiling, and they're waving their arms to fight off some gremlins. And we can see some funny DC captions, and it's saying Biff, Thunk, and Kapow. And if you've noticed, one of the gremlins were actually Stripe. Now we can see Batman and Robin going in for a high five as we see two winged monkeys fly away, and then we can see a gremlin running away in the background. Now we can see Batman and everybody's point of view on this movie, and Batman telling us that this movie has everything. It has smoke bombs, Batman running, Batman building, Batman saving the city, and he says it just has everything. Now Barbara says it's about teamwork, and in the background we can hilariously see two police officers fighting for a pretzel. And Alfred tells us that it's about a young English boy whose dream was always to be the most famous butler in motion pictures. The Joker tells us that it's about a misunderstood criminal genius, and hilariously the construction workers in the background now have a pig. And we're back to Barbara, who tells us it's about one woman who takes on her city and their hero to make the city better. And Batman tells us that he and his team are like and he pauses while Robin says, Bat Family. And Batman obviously thinks it's too much and prefers to call it Batman and his biggest fans. And then Barbara comes in and tells us that she'd prefer to call it Batman and his team. And then obviously Robin goes to give Batman a hug, but Batman thinks he's attacking him. And then Batman reminds us it is called the Lego Batman movie. Now we can see a good shot of the Batwing soaring through Gotham City as Robin asks Batman, why did you build this with only one seat? And Batman tells us that last time he checked, he only had one butt. Hope you guys liked this video. I'll leave a link in the description below to the real trailer. So, till next time, see you guys later on Lego Channel 62.